Have you noticed how a quick trip for basic groceries suddenly feels like a major financial decision? You load up your cart with the exact same items you always buy, but the total at the checkout keeps climbing higher. It is easy to feel frustrated with the store when you see those prices, but the reality is the manager isn't the one padding the bill. The real driver behind those extra costs comes from policy decisions made by the government. Think of it like an invisible receipt. Every time you buy groceries, clothes, or electronics, you get the standard paper receipt, but attached to the bottom is a second, hidden section, a list of charges added to your family's budget by national regulations. Right now, lawmakers are looking closely at how these hidden costs add up. They are gathering data to prepare for a debate on immigration and border reform coming up in 2026. You will hear them use the phrase border policy economic impact. All that really means is tracking how the rules we set at our national borders change the amount of money left in your personal bank account at the end of the month. Understanding the outcome of these political debates is essential. They decide how much money stays in your pocket and dictate your family's financial survival. Let's start with tariffs. A tariff is a tax placed on foreign goods brought inside the country. If a company imports a part to build a refrigerator, the government charges a fee to bring it across the border. When a cargo box crosses the border and the fee is applied, costs add up, causing a $180 billion GDP loss in 2025. Companies pass that toll to you, costing the average household $2,000 extra every year. 63% of Americans now oppose these tariffs because they see the costs eating into their grocery and electronics budgets. Regardless of the intention to protect manufacturing, these tariffs function as an inescapable tax on the things you buy every day. You pay more every single time you visit the store. The costs of border policy also extend to how the country manages its presence abroad. When tensions escalate and military actions take place in regions like Iran, the financial impact ripples back to the American economy. The government spent over $72 billion on military operations related to this specific conflict. But the drain doesn't stop at military spending. Instability abroad causes rapid spikes in the costs of essentials at home. Because of this conflict, the average household is paying an extra $1,000 in higher gas and food costs. When you add that military spending to the household inflation, you find that $134 billion has been wiped from the American economy. That vanished money represents concrete trade-offs. That $134 billion could have rebuilt roads, funded new public schools, or helped families pay rent. Instead, it went toward military operations in a region where the outcomes remain uncertain. Beyond goods and military spending, border policies also control the movement of people. When strict rules make visiting the United States difficult or unappealing, local businesses lose their customers. Data from 2025 shows international visitors dropped by 4 million people, driven largely by a 22% decline in visits from Canada. When those millions of tourists stop coming, local economies start to break. Hotels lose their bookings, restaurants lose their customers, and small towns that depend on seasonal visitors get crushed. This loss of foot traffic resulted in an $8.4 billion hit to the economy in lost tourist spending. While tightening the gates might be intended for security, it systematically starves the small towns and local economies that rely on those outside visitors to stay afloat. To see the full scale of the invisible receipt, we must add up all these elements: the tariffs, the foreign conflicts, and the collapse of international tourism. Combined with broader economic ripples, the final tally for these three policies reaches $373 billion. Looking past the national total to the average household, these policies take approximately $2,784 directly out of your pocket every year. These hard numbers are exactly what lawmakers are confronting as they head into the next session. They must decide how to address this significant financial burden on American families. Effective reform requires finding a balance between maintaining national security and ensuring a thriving economy where families aren't weighed down by hidden costs. Border policy is a $2,784 reality. It is a cost directly tied to your family's financial freedom.
Join the 100M movement, and let's do extraordinary together.